welcome to another reading vlog. I have got my Starbucks coffee and I am going to Barnes & Noble and pick up a book that I have been wanting to read for a little bit. It should be a fun, cute summer read, so I'm excited about that. So I'll catch you in a few minutes. Hello again, book world. I just picked up Beach Read by Emily Henry. I am excited to read this book. It's an adult romance book, and I want to see what I think about this story. I've heard good reviews about this book. Heather from the YouTube channel Bookables, I'll link her channel below. She gives great recommendations for adult romance books. She calls them chicklet books. They are adorable reads for the most part. A lot of the intimate scenes aren't tacky. The ones that she chooses, they're not too intense, is what I mean. The intimate scenes aren't too intense. From the books that she's picked out, I've noticed that they're fairly tame in a sense. So I will let you know what I think about this book, but I'm excited to pick this book up finally, and it should be an awesome summer read to check out. I made Shannon and me a flatbread pizza, so we're gonna have that for dinner tonight. I thought that would be a nice change of pace from what we usually have for dinner, so we're gonna have flatbread pizza tonight. Now I'm on chapter 5 actually of Beach Read, and it is an adult romance novel. So far, I'm really enjoying it. It is a very sad story so far. I don't expect it to be sunshine and rainbows in the book, because it's starting off in the first 5 chapters is very sad, and more of a romance drama. So I am enjoying it though so far, and I'll let you know what I think about the book once I've finished. I'm here at Starbucks and I'm gonna pick up my free drink today. Hello, Book World. So I got me a Frappuccino and I got a confetti cup. When you put a cold drink in it, the little dots change colors into yellows, greens, purples, different shades of the rainbow in confetti form. That'll be really cool to have because with a cute little straw. So I got that when I got my coffee this morning. And of course I got Shannon her berry berry hibiscus refresher that she loves so much.
Hi.
What you doing?
I'm gonna trade a few games in.
All right.
Hi.
How is everybody?
Hi. I got a Japanese horror game called Fear Effect. It's one of my favorite games ever. I got Beyond Two Souls Collector's Edition. This game has the Ellen Page in it. I got a copy of an older game, The Evil Within. Heavy Rain, because it's one of my favorite games ever. And I got a collector's edition of Final Fantasy X, one of my favorite games. But tonight, we're playing this. Hello. Yes. Can I get a Trenta berry hibiscus? And she's wanting to know if you have those confetti cups.
Confetti cups? Let me check real quick. Yeah. How many do you want?
She wants one.
Two?
One.
One. Okay. Hold up.
That's it.
Alright. I'll have this little for you so it's nice.
Okay.
They're getting her Starbucks. She's been wanting a Starbucks.
Yeah. It's hot. Retro games and Starbucks. Collector's edition. Beyond Two Souls. Ooh, this was downloadable content in the game.
Nice.
It's got it's a cute metal case. But tonight we're definitely going, we're definitely doing this. Very mature game, but we're definitely doing this. This is the best game ever.
Tonight I made corn fritters with some sweet potato fries and a salad, a side salad. I'm hoping that it'll turn out pretty good. I enjoy cooking and I'm learning to cook a lot now, so I'm excited about that. I went to Dunkin' Donuts and I got a pineapple colada. I have never had one of these, so I'm going to try this and see what I think about it. Very good. It's refreshing and it kind of tastes like a fruit punch, like a pineapple fruit punch. Kind of like the kind that my aunt would make for the holidays. She would have this special pineapple punch that she would make, and she would have cherries in the middle of a ring of ice. And this is exactly what it tastes like. It's a pineapple punch and it's very refreshing. So I give this a 5 out of 5. If you like pineapples, definitely the pineapple colada would be a good choice. So I'm watching Pose. It's a show that was created by Ryan Murphy, and it is epic. I am really enjoying it so far. Sylvester says it's epic as well. He thinks it's pretty cool, don't you, Sylvester? Hello, Book World. I just finished Beach Read by Emily Henry. This was a 4 out of 5 romance adult contemporary novel. There were intimate moments starting at chapter 20, so it was a slow burn. However, the intimate moments were not tame at all. They were very untamed, to suffice it to say. The book involves January Andrews and Augustus Everett, who meet because January is temporarily taking over a beach house in the neighborhood. They're both writers, and they both have writer's block. Augustus, who everybody calls Gus, is a literary fiction novelist, and January Andrews is a romance writer, a feel-good romance writer. They end up swapping genres, so January will write the next great American novel, and Gus will have to write a feel-good romance contemporary book. There are some side characters that are very beautiful. They are part of the LGBTQ plus community. Maggie and Pete, who host a spy novel book club, and the book club's name is Red, as in read a book, Red, White Russian, and Blue Jean Book Club. So they discuss spy novels. Pete, whose name is Petunia, owns the bookstore, and Margaret and Pete are in a relationship. So I thought that was cute. It was a very organic relationship in the sense that they weren't just put in as side characters for amusement of any kind. Maggie and Pete, or Petunia, were not written in as some kind of a sideshow, which I always hate it whenever there are LGBTQIA plus characters that are added in as the best friend of a group of people and just for comic relief. It was very organic in the sense that it reminds me of any other lesbian couple that's out there. I did enjoy this book. It was an intense read. It was heartwarming and sad. Like I said, it is a slow burn. So if you're expecting them to fall in love very quick, you're not going to find that, which I love slow burns. So that was part of the attraction to this book for me. And it's definitely a book that I would pick up and read by the beach if I could. So that is my review for Beach Read by Emily Henry. So I made salmon with horseradish potatoes and chives and some asparagus with roasted almonds. I hope it turns out pretty good. Shannon got her dinner and she says she enjoyed it, so I'm looking forward to trying it. Someone is sleepy. Someone is very sleepy. Very, very sleepy, aren't you, boy? Hello, Book World. Today I'm going to start The Lightness of Hands by Jeff Garvin. In the very beginning of the book, it does say that there are trigger warnings for self-harm and for suicide. So beware of that if you decide to pick this book up. I haven't started the book. I just read the first page that talked about the trigger warning. I wanted to let you know that I am going to start that book, and we'll see how that goes. See what I think about the book. I decided to switch it up tonight, and I made some sweet potato poblano quesadillas for dinner. And it looks like it's going to be a pretty good dinner. I have just finished The Lightness of Hands by Jeff Garvin. It is a coming-of-age story about a young teenage girl named Ellie who lives daily with bipolar disorder. Her dad is a musician, and she is forced to leave school and travel the road with her father as his assistant. While they struggle, she also has to try to keep her grades up and do online schooling. And so she has a lot on her plate. Not only is she dealing with this, but other ailments. There are trigger warnings for suicidal ideations and suicide. I want to make sure to mention that before suggesting this book. I did give this book a 5 out of 5 star rating. It was a very enjoyable, come-of-age, sweet read, but it is a hard-hitting contemporary that touched my heart. So if you're looking for a hard-hitting YA contemporary book that is heartfelt, definitely pick this book up. I wasn't very interested in the book to begin with because I was thinking, well, I don't really enjoy musicians, so I don't think that I would enjoy this book. But since it was written by my favorite author, Jeff Garwin, I decided to pick the book up, and I'm very glad I did. Her friend, Ripley, is also asexual. So there is asexual representation in the book, which I really appreciate. So if you are looking for a hard-hitting contemporary read for this summer, definitely pick up The Lightness of Hands by Jeff Garwin. I don't think you'll be disappointed. Hello, Book World. I am here with an unboxing. I received a package from Barnes & Noble. This is a book that I have been anticipating, that I really wanted to get. It's a horror book, and it's LGBTQ. So, see what we got here. This book is called Camp Carnage. It's by Elliot Arthur Cross and Joshua Winning. It is about these kids that go to a conversion camp called Camp Genesis, and some hard things are happening there. So you can also buy this book on Kindle for free, but I wanted the hard copy because I'm halfway through the book and it's really good. It's only about 158 pages long. Well, the epilogue is 178 pages long, so it's not a long book at all. Like I said, you can get it on iTunes Books. You can get it on Barnes & Noble, Nook for free. I believe you could also find this on Kindle for free. But I wanted a finished hard copy of the book because I'm halfway through the book and I'm really enjoying it. So I'll let you know my thoughts on the book once I finish. Hello, Book World. I'm going to end this vlog, but before I end the vlog, I wanted to let you know that I finished the seasons of the Netflix series Pose. Had Billy Porter and MJ Ramirez in the show, and it is amazing. It is about the underground ballroom scene in the 80s and 90s that took place in America. If you haven't seen this series, I hope that you get a chance. It is a very sad series because it does deal with the AIDS epidemic and with the struggles of being LGBTQIA and also being a person of color in this country back in the 80s and 90s. The ballroom scene is still very prevalent today, from my understanding. I'd love to go check out the ballroom scene. As an LGBTQIA person, I've always wanted to check out the scene of ballroom and maybe even go to a drag show, which I haven't had a chance to do, but I would love to do that. But the song Vogue by Madonna was actually a product of the ballroom scene, and I didn't know that. No wonder Madonna is such an inspiration to the LGBTQIA plus community. So that was amazing. I give this series a 5 out of 5. It is a drama, it is heartbreaking, and especially if you were sensitive to things that are going on in our community, in the LGBTQIA plus community, just be mindful that there are things that will be triggering for you in this series. But Ryan Murphy is a genius. I have never been disappointed with anything that he has written or directed or been a part of. You know, he is today what Gary Marshall was when Happy Days was on. And I love Gary Marshall to this day. He is one of the iconic directors of movie, TV. Who doesn't love Laverne and Shirley and Happy Days? But I also changed tracks on you. I also finished the book Camp Carnage. This was about two individuals that were murdered in the 80s at this campground site called Camp Genesis. It's a conversion camp to try to straighten out troubled teenagers, so to speak. Later on, a new crew of campers comes to the campgrounds, and they are met with the horror of what happened in past years to two of the campers that presided. I won't go into too much detail. I gave this book about a 4 because I love the premise, and I'm probably being generous, but I did love the premise, and it was a good horror read. Some of the scenes could have been a little better, I felt. But I did enjoy the book, and I don't want to discourage anybody from reading an LGBTQ book that is horror, because I did enjoy it. I would give it a 4. I hope that you are staying safe and that you are having a good week. And Shannon and I love you guys very much. I will say, on a side note, I was so upset. I went to Starbucks yesterday to get some coffee, and the shops were actually open. The Starbucks shops were actually open. They had the signs and everything to stay 6 feet apart, and I thought, okay, the line was wrapped around the building twice, so I thought it'd be quicker to go into the building and get a cup of coffee instead of just going through the drive-thru and spending all day in the drive-thru. So I go in. I have a mask on. The employees all are wearing masks. And none of the people, besides me, that were picking up their coffee orders. Mind you, you can't sit down in the store. So why you're going to think you're going to be able to drink coffee in the stores? Y'all are wretched. I mean, I'm talking about the people that were in the store. Those guys were wretched. I couldn't believe it. I was so pissed off. Oh my gosh. I have enough consideration to wear a mask out in public for you, for your benefit, and for my benefit. And y'all wretched people didn't have enough respect for me to wear a mask when I deserve the right to be able to go out in public, and I have a compromised immune system. Shannon has a compromised immune system. All I wanted was a cup of coffee. And I don't know. It's not a political statement when you wear a mask, okay? It is keeping me safe and those around me safe. And I felt so disrespected by everybody that was in that coffee shop because we were in an enclosed building and nobody was wearing a mask but the employees and me. And I'm telling you, there were like 10 people. I could hardly social distance. I was so mad. I should have just stayed in the car and got my drink in the car. I should have known better. I know. And I shouldn't vent like this to y'all, but y'all are my friends. So those guys are wretched. I was so mad at them. Y'all are my friends. And I know you all, if y'all saw me out in the street, you all would social distance and you all would be respectful and wear a mask and know that, hey, I don't want to expose Mel or Shannon or Mel's family to any of this. You know, people don't like wearing a mask. They're really not going to like being on a ventilator. My dad's wife did not take this virus seriously, and she was on a rotor-bed and a ventilator. They finally brought her home, and she, has rehab. She went to the rehab place so she could walk. And this has been only 2 weeks ago. What she'd been in a hospital on a ventilator and on a rotor-bed since March. It was like the end of March, I think, when I started telling y'all about it. Oh my gosh. Y'all, I don't want to see anybody on a ventilator and sick from this. I've had so many TS sisters with heart issues that have had to be on a ventilator just to have heart surgery. So those friends of mine, they're like, y'all, I've had a heart surgery and I've been on a ventilator. Y'all don't want that. Y'all don't want that. And I don't want that for anybody. I do. Public service announcement. Melanie, stop ranting. Sylvester says hi and he loves you guys. And I love you all. You all keep me sane. You all keep me grounded. And I really appreciate that. I'm human and I'm going to mess up and make mistakes, but I'm learning. And even though I'm 45, I still have a lot to learn in my life. You never stop learning because there's so much that I have to learn from. But I don't want to keep this too long, but I just miss you all and I love you all. I miss being on these vlogs talking to y'all. But Shannon, I love you very much. And we wish you peace, love, books, and coffee. And many, 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 many blessings.